Not only are we going to make this cute denim tote bag, I'm going to show you how to box the corners in a way that you may have never seen before. And I'm also going to show you an easy strap sewing trick that I use to make bag making much easier. So let's get into it. First, I cut off about 11 inches right below the crotch area from the legs. This was a pair of old jeans that I had that I don't quite wear anymore. So instead of just throwing them away, I decided to go ahead and make a cute little tote bag and show you guys how to really make a strap that's going to be easy to put on any bag. So after cutting off about 11 inches right below the crotch, I just stuck some pins in it to hold it in place. And then I'm just going to cut down one side to open that little piece up. Now after taking the pins out, I'm going to open that piece and lay it flat. And now I have two pieces that are going to become the front and back to the tote bag. After that, I grabbed some interfacing and I just ironed it onto the back sides of both pieces. And then after placing them right sides together, I pinned them together to hold them in place. And then I cut off about an inch from the bottom and just tried to make the bottom straight as possible with a ruler. Then I measured 3 inches from each side seam all the way up, and then I drew a line to connect those lines, and then I just cut off the excess from each side. The bottom measurements of the bag was about 13 inches. So now I'm just gonna make another piece cut out with some of the leftover denim that I had. That's gonna be 5 inches by 13.5 inches. And then after that, I went ahead and placed the right sides together. And then I'm gonna curve the center portion of the bag and also the very sides. So I have both layers together with the right sides facing, and then I stuck some pins in it to hold it in place. And then I'm just gonna use my curved ruler and use that to make a curve on the front of the bag and the back, and also on the sides. Folding it in half makes it easy, and then that way the curve is gonna look the same on both sides of the bag. Then after that, I went ahead and attached the 5 by 13.5 inch base that I cut out to the raw edges of the front and back pieces that were already cut. So I'm just gonna pin them in place, and then I'm gonna sew down both sides using about 1/4 inch seam allowance. So now I'm gonna box the bottom of the bag, and what I like to do is just fold the bag with the right sides facing, and then I'm gonna take the bottom portion and fold it inward. So right at the very bottom of the bag, I'm just gonna take it and fold it inward all the way to where the seams match up. And then I'm going to sew down the left and right side using about 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. And now the corners are boxed. I really like the look of this style of boxed corner. It gives it a really neat look and a very professional finish. I'm going to add one of the back pockets to the front of the bag. So here I'm just using my seam ripper and I'm just taking my time and taking the back pocket off. You can take off both and maybe add both pockets to the bag, maybe one on the front and one on the back, but I just decided to use one of the pockets for the front of the bag. So once I took that off, I just set the pocket aside. I am going to add it last, which that's going to kind of help hold the lining in place. I could have added it sooner, but I just decided to go ahead and add it last. I cut out some pink cotton fabric for the lining on the inside, and I just used the actual shape of the bag to make it the same size. And I'm going to fold the bottom of the lining the same way and just sew down both sides the same way that I did the outer bag. Now with both sides, with the right sides facing each other, I'm going to go ahead and insert the outer bag inside the lining bag and then just take some pins and pin the rim of the bag in place. And I'm just going to make sure that all the seams are lined up. So the side seams are matching on the outer and the lining bag. And then I'm just going to sew around the entire rim using about 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. I did leave about a 2-inch opening right around the rim so that way I can turn the bag inside out. And then after turning it inside out, you can go ahead and give your bag a nice pressing. But I'm just going to go ahead and top stitch the entire rim after getting everything nice and rolled out. All the seams nice and rolled out and in place. I'm going to stick some pins in it and just hold everything together nice and neatly. Now it's time to work on the straps. What I did was I grabbed the rest of the denim that I had left from the legs, and I just cut about 2-inch strips. I cut 3 strips that were 2 inches wide by the length of whatever was left, and that worked out to be about 30 inches after I connected all 3 of the strips together. So I did 2 sets of 3 to make both straps, and then just connected them together. And then the strap ended up being about 2 inches wide by 30 inches long. To sew them together, I just placed the strips with the right sides facing each other, and then just sewed them with a 1/4 inch seam and connected all 3. And then to attach the strap to the side of the bag, I folded the edge of one of the strips back towards me and then just clipped it in place. But you will see me undo that part right after I sew a little bit, just so that way I can connect the other part of the strap and just hide the seams. But I'll show you how I do it a little bit later on. So after I clip the very edge right at the center of the side of the bag, so I place the raw edge of one of the strips right towards the rim of the bag. And then I'm gonna sew right from the side seam all the way up to the little point on the side of the bag. And I'm gonna do that on both sides. So then I took the other end of the strap, folded the edge back towards me, put a clip on it to hold it in place. And then I'm just gonna clip the edge right all the way up to the very point on the side of the bag. And then I'm just gonna sew from the side seam on the very side of the bag. And then I'm gonna stop when I reach the very point on the side of the bag. I'm going to attach the other side of the strap the same way. I'm going to start sewing right at the top side point and then go all the way down until I get to the very side seam on the side of the bag. And then after that, I'm going to use a little fold over method and just fold the side of the strap inward towards the center and then fold it over again. And I'm going to do that along the entire strap of the bag, which is going to make the strap. So I'm going to continue to fold as I go along all the way to the other side. And instead of starting right where the strap started on the side seam, I started sewing about an inch away because I am going to unfold that little piece right where the strap starts, so that way I can connect the other strap and then continuously sew all the way around. So after that, I used my seam ripper and I took about 2 or 3 stitches out. So that way the side of the strap can just unfold. And then I took the other end of the strap and then I placed them right sides together and then just sewed along about 1/4 of an inch to connect both straps together. And then I'm going to use that same fold over method and then just fold over the entire rim of the bag. I'm going to connect the other side the exact same way. I took out a few stitches from the side that was already sewn. And then I'm going to place the raw edges of the strap together. And then I'm going to connect both straps using about 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. And then use that same fold over technique and use some clips to clip it in place and fold it right over the edge of the bag. After the straps were done, I added my bag label, and then I added the pocket to the front of the bag. I did add a little snap closure. You can add a magnetic snap if you like, or some Velcro if you like, or however you want to close off the bag, or just leave it open. But I decided to add some snaps to it to just have a little bit of closure. This cute little denim bag is finally done and I really love it. Now you can go ahead and grab all your contents to put in the bag. I grabbed my phone, my iPad. I have a little iPad mini. Your wallet, whatever else you have to throw inside your bag. The little front pocket is great for just a regular iPhone or a regular sized phone or maybe some sunglasses. But yeah, it turned out really cute. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this denim bag and you like how I made the straps, check out some other videos that I have that I'm going to put on screen next. They're going to show you how to also make some really interesting straps if you want to learn how to make some rolled handles maybe, or just another denim bag in general. But yep, this little upcycle project was made from just one pair of denim jeans and it turned out really nice. So I hope you like it. I'll see you guys in the next video.